Okay, WizCon 2014. I'll back up a shade here. So I've got my double VIPs. So I did the Bray Wyatt Paige, the Bruno Sammartino. So I'll start off with how Friday went. That was the Paige one. Paige, super excited to meet people. So I can get that someone in the frame and all. You know, tiny. She's 5'8", so she's on the taller side, but very small person. Was super excited to be doing this. I think this is one of her first major conventions, and just every photo looked different. Every photo, whatever the fans wanted to do, she was totally into doing that. It was great. You know, when she came and started doing her signings, she started taking photos. She took some video. She was ecstatic to be there. You know, I got an 8x10 signed. You know, great person. If you get a chance to meet her, I definitely do recommend meeting her. Very well worth it. Now, she was the 330 photograph. At the same time, it was supposed to be Bray Wyatt as well. That's when we found out Bray's flight got delayed. And the joke was apparently it followed the buzzers and they got lost. So Bray got bumped from being a 330 photo to a 7:45 photo. Now, on Friday, the convention all closed at 7. I will say they did a much better layout. WizCon has grown to take up like 3 different areas in Donnelly Stevens Convention Center. You've got one area that's pretty much vendors and artist alley. Another area that has got a few vendors that kind of trickled over. That's where Ultra Sabers were. So if you walked into that side, you probably saw a huge collection of lightsabers. Most of them awesome. But also we had the majority of your autographs and all that, and upstairs when they did the photos. So phenomenal layout for it. So we find out he's not going to be doing anything until 7:45. His flight gets in. Okay, so we're more or less told at like 6:45, you know, head upstairs. They're going to do it all upstairs. Get there 6:45. It's about 7:30. Then we end up hearing, yeah, he's got a problem. They're not letting off this flight. He'll be here at 8:45. 8:45 comes and kind of goes. Find out that his car just pulled up, and then we see Bray come walking past everyone. He's slapping hands, he's high-fiving, he's shaking hands. We see him come back with 2 tall cans. I was like, oh, I think he got a couple of beers. No, he grabbed 2 Red Bulls, 2 of the bigger Red Bulls. Then we're gonna do photos first. We're gonna do photos, and we'll get your photo signed. You know, we'll come back through the line. We'll knock it out. I can safely say, like with my Bruno, and so I don't know how you get the Bray shot in there again. Bizarre lighting in this room. So Bray is roughly my height, big dude, big dude. Super excited. He was being like, "Oh man, thanks for waiting and everything." Again, whatever photo you wanted to do with him. Some people, you know, one guy was on his knees, with his arms out, and Bray's above him with the arms out. I had my thumb out like that. I was trying to do kind of a Bo Dallas, but not as over the top. And he goes, "Man, you should put your thumb like that. And then you go out and give me the spike or something. Man, it would have been awesome." And you know, and like my arm around him, he was sweaty. I found out why. Once he got out of the car and went to the back, he ran with like the 3/4 of a mile up like the 2 flights of stairs because he wanted to get there as soon as he possibly could. He knew people had been waiting for him. He was ecstatic to meet the people, and he hustled. I mean, he flat out hustled. Got to meet some awesome people in line, which really made like the 3 hours I was up there relatively fly by. And then from that, it came time to do some of the autograph signings. And the signings went kind of slow when I got up there, and I'm like, to Josh. He was like, to Josh, what else you want on it, man? And I was like, like whatever you can think of, man. He goes, well, follow the buzzards, man. Follow the buzzards. You know, every person who got an autograph got a personalization to it. You know, it wasn't just to so-and-so. It's to so-and-so. You know, if you wanted Eater of Worlds, one of the guys I was talking to, he actually had a white IC title. And Bray on like the back line did like, he's got the whole world in his hands and signed it. A lot of people who did the titles, and that's how he signed them. So everyone got a really great signing. talking with one of the road agents. He got out a little after 11. So he got there kind of late, but he busted his hump for the better part of 2 hours to get all the fans, making sure everyone was satisfied. Even though it ran late and it was hard to get there, I freaking clip this sucker up. And he was kind of late getting there, all through things that were not his own doing. Oh, it worked. That was not his own doing. Guy was an absolute class act. Super humble, super excited to be there. You know, great guy. Paige and Bray definitely rank way up there on wrestlers who, if you have the opportunity to meet them at like a meet and greet, I say do it. Definitely well worth meeting. So that, of course, was the Friday, the all-day Friday. So we get to Saturday. I should also mention, I really didn't have anything else to get signed. I did get Unshaven Comics for the latest issue of Sammartino, which of course is kind of like if you had a Yoda character who was a monkey training a group of people that are kind of like Power Rangers to take on zombie robot pirates. High concept, super awesome, super fun. They sell it lots as well. Unshavencomics.com. So Saturday morning, you know, get there, go through the VIP section and all that. Get in there, like, all right. Found out that there's lots of Whovians, Doctor Who fans. You know, Matt Smith was there, looks a lot like Daniel Tosh. Karen Gillan had a problem with her flight, so she was going to get into the next day. So the people who were there for Saturday, for the Guardians group, where it's going to be Karen Gillan, Dave Bautista, Michael Rooker, who, awesome person. Didn't get a chance to actually meet him this time, but you see him walking around, and people are like, Rooker! And I'll like look at the guy and be like, so you can tell you someone who really enjoys it, much like Norman Reedus or Kevin Conroy or Jason David Frank, who eluded me again this year because his line just gets way too long. So we're just in a line for the Bruno to actually do the, you know, he shows up a little bit on the early side. He was supposed to be there from 11 to 1, gets there a little before 11. So I decided to toss on the Piper gear, kilt included, with my one of my world championships. So you can tell I'm a little bit taller than he is, just a little bit. His ears are super cauliflowered, but really nice guy to meet. And I'm looking at like our VIP line. Our VIP line's longer than the general admission line. And I was like, seriously? I'm like, his line is really small. Like, really small. Maybe 200 people line for the total line. I'm like, this is a small line for this guy. Wow. Get through that, go downstairs, go through the autograph signing. So hopefully this will show up pretty well. So I got him to sign right here. So in case those of you who don't know who's on this belt, Steamboat, and Flair, and then I got, hopefully it shows up like at CM Punk right here, so I have the longest reigning current era champion, and Bruno Sammartino, so longest reigning champion of all time. And of course the agent Tim White was there. Great guy to meet. Tim White is phenomenal. And you know, Bruno seemed genuinely thrilled to be there, knowing that he hasn't really wrestled since the majority of people who were there were born. You know, I was born in '79, so I remember he wrestled a couple years after I was born. It's not like I really got to watch lots of this stuff, you know, when it was happening live. And it was just amazing. Guy's still actually in pretty good shape, you know, good stiff handshake, big hands. Just big, monstrous hands. So the layout was much better. Again, they seem to have very little in the way of... They get like one or two really big comic names. You know, Marv Wolfman, who, of course, next year, 30th anniversary of Crisis on Infinite Earths. So, you know, all in all, they did a really good job when it came to getting things kind of spaced out. Some people kind of complained that things were spaced as much as they were. Like, if you did the 5 Superstar Pass, you had Cena on Thursday, you had Paige and Bray on Friday, and then Saturday you had Bruno Sammartino in the morning, and then in the afternoon you had Dave Bautista. So a much, much better layout than last year. Again, people who are in costumes that they probably shouldn't be in. Again, look at the greatest cosplay accessory is boobs. You know, whether they should be on display as much as they are or not is entirely up to the person wearing the costume. You know, and as always, when I had the Piper kilt, people do seem to definitely get a kick out of Roddy Piper. That's probably currently my most popular costume, regardless of where I'm going, what sort of event I'm going to. So it was laid out well. They did a very good job with it. Ticket prices were ridiculous. I think I dropped $300 for the 2 days. Those were just in tickets. So, yeah, it's gone from when I first started going in 2003, $50 for the 3-day pass to $50 for a 1-day pass. Certain people had ticket prices that were just ridiculous. You know, I think if you're doing an autograph, $30 is probably a pretty good, you know, top off point. Because you're also charging for a photograph. You know, I remember when it was, you know, like $25 for an autograph, and like $5 if you want to do a photo, or $10 for a photo. Now, certain people are charging for like $40 to $60 an autograph. It makes sense for certain people, you know, like Matt Smith, he's, you know, from England. It would make sense when he comes over, you know, to give me like $100 for an autograph, or like $160 for a premium item. You know, and most of that is not what they're making, it's the cut that Wizard is making. And then people having, you know, like $60 and $80 fees for a photo. So range from like $20 for a photo up to like, I think almost $100 for a photo with some people. And that's just insane. But people are willing to spend the money. If willing to spend the money to do that, then you know what? I guess I can't really fault Wizard for it.